begin some thoughts about Baroque in Portugal and in India. Well, Baroque, I shall begin with some general comments, and I organize my presentation more according to typologies and trying to relate the two the two Baroques, both in Portugal and in India. Sorry. Well, Baroque in Portugal arrived a little bit later than it arrived, or than it came in Italy or even in Spain, but it arrived in a very constant and in a very strong way, and especially after Portugal regained its independence in 1640. As you all know, between 1580 and 1640, there was an Iberian crown with the Philippines, and with Don João IV, Portugal regained its independence, the so-called Restoration. And the most important period, or the most important Baroque experiences, buildings, and we'll see also two special artistic disciplines, namely azulejos or tiles, and gold wooden engravings, which is also typical of Portugal, and then it spread more than the azulejos, then it spread to the overseas colonies, both to Brazil and to India. In this case, I will only refer India. Well, and Baroque, it's the most important period is between the middle of the 17th century and 1690, when the first Baroque experiences were made in Portugal. And there are several reasons behind the introduction of the Baroque. One important reason was the trip of Cosimo de' Medici in 1669 that reinforced the cultural, the artistic relations between Italy and Portugal. And obviously the Baroque, even if, for instance, in golden engraving in Taila, we call them Taila, the Spanish influence was, and even in the azulejos, the Spanish influence was always present, especially in the beginning. What is important and what people, especially the church, and afterwards Don João VI, was to strengthen this Italian influence. And the first example, or the first presage or indication of Italianate style was the Igreja do Loreto, that disappeared, and we don't know, we don't have designs or anything like that, but we know from sources that in this church that was built by Genoese, by Italians, by the Italian community, especially with Genoese artists, and we know that in this church the Solomonic columns, Bernini Solomonic columns, were introduced for the first time in Portuguese territory, and that this new sort, or this new kind of columns, together with the marble decoration and sculpture and paintings painted in Genova and imported to Portugal, came directly to this church destroyed during the terremoto earthquake of 1755. There is another, I think it's, yeah. There is another important mark in the introduction of the Baroque, and which are the designs for the Church of the Divina Providencia, of the Divine Providence, by Guarino, I'm sorry, and taken from a collection called Disegni d'architettura civile e religiosa, 1686. And this design, as far as we know, these are the designs for you can see, sorry, the indication, and the map, the time, sorry, were apparently something he did after he visited Portugal in between 1657 and 1659. As concerns India, and we know that we'll see a few examples. No, this is something Gracia. As concerns India, the curious thing is that the introduction of the Baroque was more or less simultaneous to Portugal. In some sense, even it was even prior to Portugal. And this for several reasons, and we shall see later on. In some aspects, or from the 16th century, from the second half of the 16th century, especially on account of the Jesuits, there was a big Italian, or a very important Italian influence. Some of the most important painters, for instance, Bartolomeo Fonteborni, who came from a Florentine family and who depicts the most important Jesuit building in Goa, the Bom Jesus, and we'll see later the facade and the internal. Unfortunately, these paintings disappeared during the 18th century because of the fire. But this Italian influence was very important since earlier days. Well, as concerns Portugal, curiously, it was with the exception of these two churches, and I mean here there was the Italian, it was a direct Italian influence. It was not the introducers of the Baroque in Portugal were not the big or the important orders like the Jesuits or Franciscans, but small religious communities, second-ranking lay brothers, tertiary orders, parishes, and only afterwards with Don John Pinto, it became the kind of national, kind of royal discourse. Two main periods, we shall distinguish two main periods. One period, I mean, of course, the chronologies vary a little bit, but 1651, 1690, this experimental period with the attempts to abandon the former style, the so-called estilo do chão, or plain style, by Portuguese João Antunes, but with an Italian formation. And the most important, Santa Gracia, 1645, 1712. Another important building, and curiously, Santa Gracia is in Lisbon, so in the center of the capital. But the other important building is not there. It's in the north. It's in a relatively small town, Barcelos. And this is called Bom Jesus da Cruz. And here, that we'll discuss later on, but you see something that characterizes the Portuguese Baroque and that it spread also to India, the domed solution. And the very big columns, and the relatively unadorned facades normally, and the decoration was concentrated normally, because we have, I'll speak later on, we have an exception that is Braga. Normally the decoration concentrates inside and not outside, okay? but you see some solutions that will have